This is a warning to get your house in order. The Super Bowl distraction is over. They had the Putin Tucker Carlson interview last week, and now all of a sudden, Russia's going to blow up our satellites. Man, that's a lot to unpack in today's video. First, before we get started, I got a huge announcement. If you weren't at the Freedom Conference last year in Mesa, Arizona, it is live once again, April 2024. It's in the description of this video. You can come to our live in-person Freedom Conference. You meet me, Coach JV, the Good Morning Crypto Show, and we break down our exact investment strategies and how we freed our family financially from 2020 to 2024. The tickets go very fast. It just launched to the public, so we want to make sure you understand that. So in the description down below, you can meet me, Coach JV, and the whole Good Morning Crypto Show live, and we go through our whole investment strategy. Basically, you get to meet our whole team from Friday to Saturday. It's all down below. Also, you can set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team, and I teach you tax code 7702A, how I insure my wealth in the infinity banking concept. It's an absolutely free conversation to help you understand how to navigate these volatile times. That's in the description of this video or in my social media platform. Okay, so I'm going to start you guys out with the boring, repetitious, because what we repeatedly do gets ingrained in our subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in our subconscious mind becomes our unconscious activity. We're going to start out with the Ray Dalio's Changing World Order. I'm going to indoctrinate this into your brain. This is so unbelievably accurate, and I've been sharing this with people since 2020. Ray Dalio predicts the future by studying history. I predict the future by studying history. We don't get the dates exactly right, but everything is a wave of energy. Now, yes, you need to get your house in order. Yes, you need to create a budget. Yes, you have the greatest opportunity in human history. But what I'm here to tell you is listen to me, give me a pound. Boom, we win in the end. Guys, this is all a distraction. All a distraction, okay? What I'm about to show you is the next distraction because there's a changing world order. Now, you want to take it to a higher level? We transition to Aquarius, okay? It is quantum, Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, industrial to technical. Guys, you're not going to stop the switch. It's about evolving, understanding that we win in the end. And this is a beautiful transition. The darkness is coming to light. It's not your job to stop it. It's your job to manage the darkness within yourself. So if I have any recommendation, it's to get your shit together. This is the greatest time in human history to get your shit together. And I'm here to tell you, you will regret it big time if you do not get your shit together the next 24 months. The religious people call it the rapture. We call it the Great Awakening. There's a separation in consciousness. The industrial era is dying off. You're seeing all this old money and wealth, and this greed is now getting exposed. You don't want to be in the middle ground because there will be no middle ground. The middle class is getting wiped out. Leverage towards technology, moving down to the working poor, and then there's going to be a new 1%. Okay, so if we look at this right here, this is Ray Dalio's Changing World Order. We've already identified that we have huge wealth gaps, number 12, large debts, number 13, printing of money. They're going to turn the printing machine back on. They printed more money than in history from 2020 to 2023. Internal conflict. Our borders are wide open. They're starting battles within our states. Okay, loss of reserve currency. We're on our way within the next 10 years. Weak leadership. You have to judge that. Well, I'll share with you what Putin said. And then civil war and revolution. Okay, so Tucker Carlson met with Putin, I think, was it right before the Super Bowl? Then the Super Bowl came, which was the other distraction that everybody was focused on. And then that distraction is over. And now, boom, the new distraction is here. Let's pay attention.
Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Mike Turner, urging President Biden to declassify information related to, quote, a serious national security threat. The threat is related to Russian nuclear capabilities in space. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan will brief Speaker Mike Johnson and other top lawmakers later today on Capitol Hill. Here's Sullivan commenting on the Turner statement yesterday. Watch.
So I am a bit surprised that Congressman Turner came out publicly today in advance of a meeting on the books for me to go sit with him alongside our intelligence and defense professionals tomorrow. That's his choice to do that, and I'm not in a position to say anything further from this podium at this time, other than to make the broad point that this administration has gone further and in more creative, more strategic ways dealt with the declassification of intelligence in the national interest of the United States than any administration in history.
Okay, now this is the shit talking back and forth, left and right, left and right, left and right. Okay, then this is the narrative here. Russia is developing nuclear capabilities to threaten satellite source. Say also Putin. He just said Putin says Russia prefers Biden to Trump, calling the US president more experienced and predictable. I don't know about that. It might be the weak leadership. Ray Dalio's changing world order. I don't know. But that's not for me to figure out. Okay. That's not for me to figure out. But I'm here to tell you, this is my message to you guys. Okay. Shorter video today. It's going to get really scary, guys. It's going to get really funky. It's going to get really sticky. It's going to get super icky. There's going to be a ton of distractions. But if you can believe me on this, it is a transition that has to happen, family. This is a transition that will always happen. This always happens. Remember, Jesus came back on a donkey. Think about that. If you were the freaking king of the world, would you come back on a donkey? He came back after 18 years and he was humbled. And whatever he learned those 18 years, which Christians don't talk about, the church doesn't talk about, whatever he learned for those 18 years humbled him. And then he flipped over the money changers. Maybe he did. I don't know. But it was carnal mind. He came back. What's happening right now? Listen to me. What's happening right now is the carnal mind of humanity is being flipped. The greed, specifically, that's why it's happening in America right now, because America is super, super deep in the lower energy centers. We're deep in the carnal mind. There has to be a resurrection. There has to be a recorrection. There has to be a rebalancing. We just went too far. So the question is, how are you going to show up within that rebalancing? We transitioned on January 10th, 2024 from Pluto to Aquarius. Okay. Go research this. Now people are like, oh, astrology is evil. How did they find Jesus, guys? The North Star. They lost sight of the North Star. They went and looked in still water. They saw themselves, and then they found the North Star. Where was Jesus found? In the East. Where's the East? You look at north to the right hemisphere of the brain. Everything is all created by God. We win in the end. That's the exciting part about this. But during these times, you have to get your shit together, or you're going to repeat the exact same cycle as our grandparents did and our parents did. The good news is, after I think 10 to 12 years, in my opinion, there's going to be absolute peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity. But when things need to change, what happens to a caterpillar before it becomes a butterfly? If you break part of the cocoon before it goes through that violent process, what happens? It dies. It has to go through an evolution process. You have to be put to the fire. A coal, right, has to be put to the fire to become a diamond. Pressure creates diamonds. So we're about to go through a pressure cooker. So my message is, step back, get your popcorn, get your shit together, create a budget. First of all, create principles for your family. Create a foundation of, I believe in God and Jesus Christ, some spiritual foundation, right? Build a budget, start investing in speculative assets, maybe become a retail investor, take control and sovereignty of your wealth, understand how money works and what money is. Money is just debt. We're all being played. Money is just debt. That's all it is. So you understand how debt moves through the system. Once you understand how debt moves through the system, you stop buying shit you can't afford to impress people you don't like. You don't have a $700 car payment coming out of your account personally. What you do is you create a business that you can write it off. You understand tax codes. Once you start to learn tax codes, you realize, oh shit, the system isn't against me. There is no invisible enemy, guys. The system is not against you. You have to search and seek, and you will find. Once you find, you'll be disturbed. Once you're disturbed, you'll be astonished. Once you're astonished, you'll realize, oh shit, I had all the answers. You're just re-remembering who you are. There's nothing to be worried about. Now, is it going to get funky? Is it going to get scary? Abso-fucking-lutely. And is it going to be hard to control our emotions? Abso-fucking-lutely. But can we do it? Abso-fucking-lutely. Say it with me. You don't have to cuss, but I'm just saying, guys, it's going to be a great transition. Some of you guys are going to go from, thousandaires to millionaires, and some of you guys are going to go from millionaires to broke, because it's not here and it's not here. So I just want to tell you guys, I love you guys. So what I'm doing is I'm getting my shit together. I'm working out. I got a freaking trainer. I'm getting leaner. I'm like, my nutrition's on point. I got a spiritual coach. I have a nutrition coach, or a personal trainer. So I guess nutrition coach as well. I got my freaking human design coach. I got all kinds of things going on. I got coaches on top of coaches. I'm being held accountable in every aspect of my life. And my greatest coach it's awesome, man. And it's the greatest coach ever, guys. You can all hire him. It's crazy, or him or it. It's free. God, isn't that cool? Like it's the greatest coach I've ever had, and the greatest, most supportive and loving and unconditional loving coach I've ever had. And man, does he hold me accountable? Man, does he hold me to the fire? Man, does he make me take responsibility for the bad decisions and the good decisions I've made. The greatest coach ever. It's all free. They've been tricking you. It's all here, guys. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. So here's my game plan. So I have a cryptocurrency portfolio. I set up my exit strategy with Merlin. We are co-founders and creators of Merlin. 36,000 lines of code. We have over, God, we're coming up on 2,000 customers. I think it's growing rapidly. So this is why, because we set up an exit plan in there. So you can exit the markets when everybody's coming in. You should always exit plan. Number one, pull your initial investment. Then you're on house money. Number two, on house money, when it goes up, pull, because when it goes parabolic, the exchange is shut down. When I pull personally, I put mine, and I'm be max funding my index universal life policies, my insurance policies. The reason I do that is because I don't let money just sit in the bank. I want my money moving. I want my money earning, just like the banks do. You put money in a bank, they lend it out to the next person walking in, they put it in the capital markets, and they insure your wealth. So I cut out the third party and do it myself. Getting into real estate this year, precious metals, I'll continue to ramp that up. And businesses is my specialty. That's what I do. I love businesses. I think it's the greatest way to wealth. Entrepreneurship is a great way to increase your earned income and beat inflation, because inflation is illegal taxation. And then what you need to start doing is learning tax codes. Like 7702 is a tax code for insurance. That's where we put our wealth. 401k is a tax code. Okay, you have things called foundations. You can create foundations. I created a trust. We created a foundation. There's all kinds of things you do. Just seek wise counsel. We have all those resources for you. With the description down there, you can set up a free consultation. Just seek wise counsel. There's a lot of people out there just like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. We always make sure we follow the rules and regulations, and we do it within the guidelines. But the rules are not designed against you. They're designed for you to search, seek, and find. Once you find, you'll be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. So we got this. Description down below, guys. The tickets are going to sell out really fast for the Freedom Conference. You can set up a free consultation. And if you signed up for the webinar series, please bear with us. We have hundreds of appointments coming in. So we're going to do the best we can to interview every single person before our next round. So that's all I got. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.